everybody. Hello, hello. My name is Bonnie, and I'm so happy to be here with you guys tonight. And hopefully, you are really excited about all the products and everything that we have going on for the month of June. So, I'm going to talk to you not only about some of the products that we have, but I'm also going to talk a little bit about different ways and styles of doing your demo, as well as some of the tips on doing home parties, because I do a lot of home parties and I really enjoy being out with the people. And some of these things are very much the same tips and tricks you're going to do if you're doing events. And then you can turn it over and tweak it to work with your online, because a lot of the things that I'm going to do in person, you can also do via chat, right? So there's lots of different ways of working your party. So if I was having a party, and I have to move these towels because they're bothering me. That's bugging me in the back. Okay, so if you are doing a home party, one of the things that I really like to do is make sure that I am bringing I know who's going to be there. And what I mean by that is, am I talking to people who have little kids? If so, I want to make sure I have some kid stuff and some on-the-go pieces. If I'm talking to busy working ladies and gentlemen, then I want to make sure that I'm talking about some great lunch solutions. If I'm talking to somebody who is getting all ready for a summer and they love grilling and they love outdoor entertaining, then I want to make sure that I'm tweaking my demo towards them, or whatever maybe the theme of the evening might be. So I like to have a variety of products. I don't talk about everything that I have, but I do like to have a variety of things there. When we have purchase with purchase specials, I love to have those so that we can mention it. I usually have a page up so that I can share that and make sure that they know with an $80 purchase, they can get this quick shake for only $4. And it's one of my most favorite pieces of Tupperware, something we use all the time here. And I will do a mini demo on some of those purchase with purchase items. I also like to have something to upsell to everybody, something they might want to add on to their order. And it might be something as simple as, oh my goodness, I so love these straw toppers. They are fantastic. And when you are on the go, you want to take your big tea with you, and you don't want to have that straw open for the flies and the bees to get down into, or maybe you don't want the little kids grabbing your straw and slobbering all over it. I mean, we've all been there, right? So I love to have little things that I can do as a little add-on. Hey, did you remember about the straw toppers? Was that something you wanted to add to your order tonight? So just giving those little things can build that average order. And again, this is something you can do at your events as an add-on, whether you have small things like that, or maybe you have a basket or a bowl that has some of your individual items that maybe you're selling for $5 each when they place an order at your event, or they can buy for $5 when they're purchasing something else out of your cash and carry. So you have a lot of different ways of working your business, whether you're doing those events, home parties, and then all these things you can tweak to go into your online conversations as well, okay? So those are just a few of my basic tips. The other thing that I do in person, whether I'm doing an event or I am doing the party, is when I'm talking to them about a particular product, I don't stand here and hold that product. I'm going to put it into their hands. I want them to look at that product. I want them to hold that product. I want them to feel the quality of that product. And I might have one going around the room, and then I'm holding another one so I can talk to them about the features and benefits of that product and why they are absolutely going to love it. Because it is one thing for me to stand up here and talk about something even as simple as the squeeze-it bottles, which I love these, but I want to pass that around. I want to put it in their hand. And then when we are doing the checkout process and they have purchased something like the chopper, the first thing I do is when I look at their order, when they give it to me, when we're talking about it, when they bring things up to my event to cash out, cash and carry, I'm going to say, oh my gosh, I love that you picked up the chopper. It's one of my favorite things. And did you know how to clean that? And I'm going to give them some personalized tips on their purchase. I'm going to compliment them on their order. I'm going to reassure them that they are buying such great pieces and how they're going to love it. Because I want them to feel really good about their purchase. And then I want to personalize that. And you know what? It makes my job easier in the future, because once they have this, can't tell you how many times I've had someone come back and they've had a question or a problem with their chopper, and they come back, and when I go to open it, they have never opened this up. Do you know how gross that is? It's not their fault. No one told them that they should open it up. Every time you use it, you should pop this apart and you should wash this part. You want to keep your string dry, because when the string gets wet, the string gets weak. And we don't want a weak straw. We want to keep string. We want to keep that nice and dry and clean. So we want to always make sure that we take this off. Also, if you never take it off, you could get some moisture buildup in here, and nobody wants to have mold growing on the inside of their chopper top. Our new design has a little wall here, so it is going to keep any liquid, because if you are chopping up, maybe you're making a pesto sauce, maybe you are pulverizing some onions, you can sometimes get a little juice in there. So they've made this really nice little wall in there to help protect any liquid from getting to that string. So during my demo, I'm going to give them those tips about this. But then when the person is actually making the purchase, I'm going to remind them. I may even hand it to them and say, did you see how I opened that? You're going to push down on the red button, you're going to twist, and you're going to pop it apart. And then I'm going to hand it to them, and I'm going to have them do it. I want them to be happy with their purchase. And it's so much easier to give them those tips right then and there in person than a phone call a month later or 6 months later, because they kind of forgot what they were supposed to do with it. So those are just a few of my tips for you when you are helping your guests with their purchases, with their orders. I like to give those extra little tips for them. So today, welcome to the party, everybody. I'm so excited to be here today, and I have a variety of products I want to talk about, but most importantly, I want to know what you want to talk about. So before I get started with some of my favorite things, what are some of your favorite things that you want to tell your friends about? Or is there something up here that caught your attention? And I'm going to give them the opportunity to ask some questions first before I jump into some of my favorite things. Sometimes you get people talking, and sometimes no one's talking to you at all. So I like to keep putting that out there. What questions do you have, and how can I help you? So of course, we want to talk about our Fridge Smarts, the #1 selling line in Tupperware, and how great these are and how they are going to help keep your fruits and vegetables 2 to 3 times longer. And it's a very simple process. #1, you buy your fruits and vegetables. #2, you come home, you take them out of the packaging from the grocery, you put them into your Fridge Smart container, you check out the graph here, and you'll see that we have our circles, the half circle. Those things need a little bit of air. We have the solid circle. Those things don't need any extra air. We have the open circle. Those are our heavy breathers. And then we have the X. Those are things we want to keep at room temperature. We don't want to refrigerate them until we cut them up, or if they're getting super ripe and you want to extend their life a little bit longer, then you might want to put them into the refrigerator. But you're going to put your fruits and vegetables in here. You're going to adjust the slide across the top to match the circle and pop it into your refrigerator. Learn your ways of your refrigerator. And what I mean by that, you have cold spots and warmer spots in your refrigerator. First of all, the door of your refrigerator is always the warmest place of your refrigerator. So you don't want to necessarily put things like eggs in the door of your refrigerator. And the door is warmer. The drawers are oftentimes the coldest place. We joke that that's the coffin. Everything we put down in the drawer of the refrigerator ends up, yucky, garbage. It's just bad, right? So we will tell people that you want to put things like your eggs and cheese and drinks down in the drawers, put your fruits and vegetables in your Fridge Smart, put them up on the shelf. What we see is what we eat. And you are absolutely going to love your Fridge Smarts and how long they're going to help your fruits and vegetables to stay fresher longer. Another tip for you, if you are looking at the seal and you are reading Tupperware as you see the pictures, that means the slide all the way to the left is going to be the half circle, and all the way to the right is going to be the open circle. Sometimes people have trouble seeing that shaded circles at the top here. So that's just a little tip. When you're looking at it, if you can read the Tupperware logo on the seal here, if you have it all the way to the left, it's going to line up here. The center is here, and all the way to the right is the open circle. So people like to know those little tips, and it helps make their life a little bit easier too. This 4-piece set, you are going to want all of these sizes right here. When you come home from the grocery store and you have bought your zucchini or your squash or your cucumbers, you're going to love this medium size right here. It's also great. You can put in all of your berries in here and you have them in a thinner layer instead of the deeper container, because sometimes if those berries are really heavy, sometimes on the bottom they might get a little squashed. So if you want to spread them out, that one works great. But it does work for that container of strawberries. If you buy a couple packs of blueberries, it's going to fit in there really nicely. If you have a couple peppers, that might be what you want to put in there. If you have a bundle of grapes, then you have your medium deep right here. This is great for your romaine, or if you have your broccoli or your cauliflower. If you have apples, if you have oranges, any of your citrus, you might want this medium deep right here. But you are going to love all 4 of these sizes, and you will not be sorry that you have 2 of this size, because it's definitely the size that I use the most at my house. So I love the Fridge Smart containers, and they are definitely one of the best investments, because you are going to save your produce 2 to 3 times longer, and that's going to put money back in your pocket. Now, how many of you out there are into the grilling season? You love to grill. Now is a perfect time for that, and we have our grilling set. Now, we have our season serve marinade container right here, and you see all those little diamonds? Those little diamonds are on the top and the bottom, and every time you flip your marinade, it's going to drip from the top and bottom off of every single one of those little diamonds. So if you're using a bag or just a bowl and you're putting your marinade in there, it's just swishing around. It's a smooth surface. When you use the marinade container, it drips off of all of those little diamonds, and every time you flip it, it is just coating your meat or your kebab, your veggies, whatever you might be marinating. You're absolutely going to love it. The seal has that same design on there. Now, you can use this obviously for lots of marinating, and when you do that, see, you have your double-walled seal right here. So when you put your, say, your meat in here in your marinade, you want to seal it up. You want to put it in the refrigerator, and every time you walk by, or whoever is opening up that fridge, they just want to continue to flip it over, flip it over, flip it over, right? Every single time you want to flip that over. But once you put your marinade in here, you don't want to peek, because once you peek at it, then you might get a little bit of liquid in that track, and then it's going to leak, and you're going to say, Bonnie, you told me that this was going to be my favorite marinade container, and it actually made a mess in my refrigerator. If you don't peek, it won't leak. So I love this for my marinating, and you will absolutely love it too. Now, what else can you do with it? You can put your corn on the cob in here after you have cooked it, add a couple pats of butter, and gently swish it around and butter all your ears of corn all at once. It's great for that. When my kids were little, and you know, as the mom, you butter all the ears of corn, right? So I would start buttering all the corn. I'd get all the kids done. We had 4, get them all done. I finally sit down to start to eat, and what happens? Oh, Mom, I'm ready for some more, or I need something else. And you don't actually get to sit down and eat, because you spent all that time buttering all those individual ears of corn, and they ate it up super fast. So I like to do it all at one time. You can also use it for cookies or cupcakes. There's a lot of different uses for our season serve. Marinating is just one of them. You are absolutely going to love having this product in your kitchen. Now, to go along with that, I love my Squeeze It bottles right here. If you buy the bigger containers of ketchup, or if you are buying your mayonnaise, don't buy the squeezy bottles. You're paying so much extra. Buy the jars and put it in your own squeezy bottle, and you can pop that open and you can squeeze out your mayonnaise, your ketchup, your barbecue sauce, your salad dressings, your oils. They work really great. They go in the door of your refrigerator. They slide down in your cooler. You don't have to worry about the label getting all wet from the ice in the cooler. There's just so many uses. We use them when we go boating. We have them in the refrigerator all the time. I love my Squeeze It bottles. One of my favorite pieces right there. And then if you are somebody who likes to do a lot of the seasonings and spices, I love the dry storage containers, and they come with a spoon. And look how that spoon just rests right there on the top. It is a teaspoon on one side and a half teaspoon on the other. I use these for my baking soda. I use them for my baking powder. I have my specialty salts. If you buy ranch dressing, or you make your own Italian seasoning, or your own taco seasoning, you can put it in here. It's a beautiful acrylic. It looks like glass, but it's our Tupperware plastic. Has a really nice soft seal. You're just gonna walk that guy around, snap it right on, and you are going to absolutely love it, especially for things like baking soda or baking powder or your yeast that you're always going to measure, you always need that measuring spoon, and it comes right in that container. So I love this. I have 3 of them back in my cabinet right now. Use them all the time. And have you seen the new One Touch Pick Me Up? This is so cool. I love this guy. It has our One Touch seal right here.
I want to see that.
It has a nice big tab. So you're going to push down in the center and pull up on there. And you lift this up and it's going to pull your food up out of the juice. So anything that you store in juice, you might love this for. And there's more. It comes with a little fork. Isn't that amazing? So when you lift it up, you can stab your pickles or your jalapenos or your cherries or your olives. You've got your little pickle fork, and then it just goes right down in there, and it's inside your container all the time. You'll notice that has the strainer bottom there, the holes in there. So as you fill it up with anything, again, that you store in liquid, then when you pull it up, it's going to lift your food, and you can very easily get those pieces out one at a time. And I love that the fork is included. We still have our classic Piccadilly, the pickle elevator. If that's your favorite product, we still have that as well. Push down the center, you hear the snap, and you know that it is airtight. It's going to help keep everything fresher longer. And if you are somebody who has trouble with your wrist, a lot of strength there, sometimes those jars, once you've opened them a few times, you get some juice around there, and then it's hard to open them. I never have that trouble with my Tupperware. So I love to be able to take the stuff out of the jar and put it into one of my containers, and it makes my life a lot easier. This also has other uses because you can just pull this out. And guys, this is a great container right here. Maybe you need to put your cottage cheese in here, or your applesauce, or your yogurt, or your coleslaw, or your potato salad. Those deli keepers, how many times have you brought it home, you open it up one time and you want to snap that back on, put that lid on, and it cracks or it pops open, it doesn't seal up? It's no good. You got to get rid of that single-use plastic. Put it in your Tupperware because it has the airtight seal on there. It's going to help it, again, stay fresher longer. Your applesauce is not going to mold as fast in a piece of Tupperware versus those single-use plastics or even the glass jars, because of the airtight seal. When the air doesn't get to it, it doesn't go bad as fast. So great one-touch fresh container. You can use it with or without the insert. Just gives you a little extra option there for your kitchen storage. So I absolutely love all of these pieces, how they save me time and money, and it helps me to be a little more organized. If you need help organizing, that's me too. So hang around. We have tips for you, I'm sure. Now, for those of you who love to go on the go, we have some new colors with our big tea tumblers. And again, there's that really cool straw topper. Believe me, you're going to want to add that onto your order because you're going to love to have that with you on the go. We've been going to baseball games, sitting outside. I love to have my straw covered. And we have 2 beautiful new sizes, or 2 new colors there in the big tea. We have the mint and we have the pink. It's a beautiful light pink. But we have some new styles, or returning favorites, I should say. These are also stainless steel tumblers. Will keep stuff hot or cold absolutely for hours. Has that silicone gasket in there, so it's not going to leak. And this one, once you have the flip top, you just can't go back to the others. Let me know if you feel the same way. Once you have the flip top, you just can't go back to screwing and unscrewing that topple. So spoiled, I know. But I love that it has this. And a little tip for you when you clean this guy, open this up, and this will pop out. And it hasn't been popped out before, so we pop that out. So you can pop this out and clean all around all of those pieces. So if you're somebody who drinks iced tea or lemonade, not just water, you especially want to pop it out, and then you just line the notches back up and snap it back in, and you are good to go. I sometimes run this in my dishwasher, and I'll just pop that apart and put the top in the dishwasher, and then I use my handy dandy bottle brush to clean up the base. So I don't recommend ever putting my stainless steel in the dishwasher, and I believe that is one of the things they tell you, that they do not recommend dishwasher on these. I was pretty sure that was the case. All of our stainless steel, we don't recommend that you put those in your dishwasher. But I tell you what, these guys right here, love these. Again, returning favorites. I do oftentimes put my covers, the seals, into the dishwasher, but I hand wash my little cups. This is perfect if you want just a little juice glass or iced tea, or maybe you're having some wine or a sangria and you want to take it outside and sit on the deck, or you want to go sit by the pool. These are great. That stainless steel keeps stuff hot or cold, and you have that great seal. And when you go to wash it, this is a removable gasket, comes off really easily. So it's very easy for you to pop that off, has the little notch. You can see that. And you just walk that around and it goes right back in, super easy. Has your silicone spout, you pull that out. You can take this all the way out if you want to. I never do, but you can. I take the gasket off, but I don't take that top off. And they just snap right down in there and you are good to go. This is our small. We also have a medium, and then we have the large. I took my coffee in this one on the go with me today when I was going to my son's house. So I love the big teas, the new colors, the sip and the flip. Which one is your favorite? And love for you to get those in your hands. And for those of you with the kiddos, oh my gosh, if you have not seen these, look at that adorable new Shapeau design. Is that not the cutest thing ever? Absolutely a must-have for those baby showers that you have coming up if you have some little ones. These are great. And another tip for you, because once they are ready to start drinking out of the sippies, sometimes they don't need a 10-ounce sipper seal or sippy cup. So I will always give my gifts and flip-flop the seals on those so that they know they can fill this up with snacks. Maybe it's Cheerios or some little Puff Bites and put it right in there, and then they can put their drink in here. This is a much better size for the 15-month-old than this right here, or even the 7-ounce. So our Bell tumblers are a 7-ounce. This is a 10-ounce size, and that sipper seal you can interchange on any of those products. So I always flip that around and I give this as a gift so that they know this could be a sippy cup or a snack cup. I love to be able to give them that opportunity. So thank you guys for hanging out with me this afternoon. I hope that you are having a great day. And if you have additional questions, we want to be able to help you. So Ellen, if anybody had any questions, I couldn't see the chat. So if there are any questions out there about any of the products, or if there's anything you guys haven't seen up close, please drop them in the chat and we will answer them. But let's have some parties, you guys. Put the products in their hands. Let them know a few of your favorite tips and get them really excited about Tupperware and how we can save them time, money, space, taste, and waste.